The sun had just set, and the night was still and silent. The only sound was the gentle rustling of the trees in the wind. Alice and her boyfriend, John, had decided to take a romantic walk in the woods. They had been together for a few months, and this was their first time out in the woods together. The two of them were walking hand in hand, enjoying the peacefulness of the night. Suddenly, Alice heard a noise in the distance. It sounded like a woman's voice, singing a haunting melody. Alice and John stopped in their tracks, listening intently. The voice seemed to be coming from the direction of a nearby lake. Alice and John decided to investigate. As they approached the lake, the singing grew louder. When they reached the edge of the lake, they saw a woman standing in the middle of the lake, singing. Alice and John were mesmerized by the woman's voice. She was singing a song about love and loss, and her voice was filled with emotion. Alice and John were so captivated by the woman singing that they didn't notice the fog that had started to roll in from the lake. Suddenly, the fog was so thick that they couldn't see anything. Alice and John were terrified. They had no idea what was happening or where the woman had gone. They started to run, but the fog seemed to follow them. Alice and John eventually made it out of the woods, but the fog stayed with them. Everywhere they went, the fog seemed to follow. Alice and John were convinced that the woman in the lake was a ghost, and that the fog was her way of following them. They were scared, but they were also strangely drawn to the woman's voice. Alice and John eventually made it back to their car, but the fog stayed with them. Everywhere they went, the fog seemed to follow. Alice and John were convinced that the woman in the lake was a ghost, and that the fog was her way of following them. They were scared, but they were also strangely drawn to the woman's voice. Alice and John eventually made it back to their car, but the fog stayed with them. Everywhere they went, the fog seemed to follow. Alice and John were convinced that the woman in the lake was a ghost, and that the fog was her way of following them. They were scared, but they were also strangely drawn to the woman's voice. Alice and John never found out who the woman in the lake was, or why she was following them. But they never forgot the haunting melody of her song, and the eerie feeling of the fog that seemed to follow them wherever they went. Please subscribe my channel, do like and comment.